called to say goodbye. I called you to say it's over.
In what sense, over?
I'm walking away.
You can't.
Watch me.
I am.
Watch me walk away.
It's never over for someone like you. It won't be over until I stop you.
You had your chance. Now it's too late.
You think I'd let you walk away? You try to dignify what you do, but it's just misogyny. Age-old male violence against women.
Wow, wow,
Gosh,
wow,
I just
wow.
got so many goosebumps then, mainly because of Jamie, I have to say.
We got
wrong.
question here. Gemma Evans, who's a massive fan, said, were you surprised at how popular it became?
I think we could all see its potential from script form.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I signed on to do it, because the script was so good. But things can always go awry between the time that you sign on to something. I think we were all very happy with what we had in the can, and we're hoping that the audience would respond to it in the same way.
Well, she is a character, Stella Gibson. She intrigued you, didn't she? And
Yes.
that's why you wanted to get involved in the first place.
Well, she's different than any character I've ever read in anything that I'd been offered before, and certainly different than a lot of female characters that I have seen in other mediums. And there's something very obviously enigmatic and mysterious about her, but it's not done gratuitously in a way that it's not a forced simplicity or trying to lead the audience on by. It's very organic, her nature to the series, and I find it fascinating. I know more about her than the audience does, but I'm still interested to learn more about her.
I mean, as Philip said, it was a ratings and massively critical hit, but there was a lot of controversy because there was a lot of violent scenes. What were your
There weren't a lot of
thoughts?
violent scenes. There was only one death in the whole first season. But I think what both compels people and also was the object of certainly the Daily Mail's fire was the fact that it is. There's an emotional truth there. There's something that's recognisable in this character, and it's more actually of a psychological thriller than it is actually a serial killer series.
Yeah.
And that disturbs people, I think, more than, say, something like The Return, where people are stabbed, or Hannibal, where their guts are eaten in front of, you know, whatever, all those gratuitously violent things that, for some reason, don't get articles written about them.
Yeah.
The fact that Spectre is like other people that we might know in our lives obviously is going to disturb us more, but it's true.
And Jamie is extraordinary in his. Is it true that he partly got the role because of the way he peeled an orange?
Well, in the first series, there's a scene where Spectre peels an orange and somebody's very blatantly in somebody's house, kind of makes himself at home in somebody's house, that he's the woman he's stalking. And during the audition process, one of the things that the director asked the actors to do was to peel an orange. And when they sent me the tapes of the actors, or at least I saw Jamie's tape, because they were fighting for him, feeling that he was the right one and needed to convince the BBC. There was a scene where he was just peeling the orange, and it was clear that he was the man for us. Based on that, not
He's under special skills.
as well as the other. But there was an intensity and a complexity, and very disturbing.
It's interesting that I mean, that's a good actor. That intensity, disturbing, but you're peeling an orange. You know, that's getting a lot out of it, isn't it, really?
Yes.
On his CV now, I wonder whether it's got, you know, horse riding,
skills.
fencing, because they always have horse riding and fencing.
Well, it's I think we realised at some point in the casting process that it was important that we do question our own moral compass around it at some point during the series, and by casting somebody who is as appealing as Jamie is,
Excuse the pun.
Yes,
Appealing.
that was not on purpose at all. As Jamie, that it did add another level of just uneasiness to our own witnessing of him doing what it is that he
we love the
Well,
uneasiness.
it's the weirdest thing. We were talking about it at Makeup this morning, at how sort of attracted you are to this man. And you should not be attracted to him, but as the viewer, you're watching it and he just grabs you and you...
Well, it's very disturbing. I mean, the character of Spectre has a huge amount of arrogance and he goes into women's houses. There's even a scene where he does nothing to a woman except we know that he's in the house at the same time that she is, and she doesn't know he's there, and all he does is move her cup of tea. But it's the fact that he's in there, he has the audacity to be in there and basically not even leave a calling card in that one instance. He's just there for his own edification and searching the place out. But that he would have the balls to do that, that in and of itself is extraordinarily disturbing and obviously is going to build up the tension of the show. But there was only one death in the first season.
And on top of all of that and the intensity and the incredible orange peeling abilities, you say he's a funny guy. He's got great stories.
Yes.
He does, yeah. He's a very good... well, he's from Northern Ireland, and everybody from Ireland and Northern Ireland, as far as I'm concerned, has learned from a child how to tell a really good story, how to tell a yarn. So he is a fantastic storyteller.
Did he tell you...
And he has a very good singing voice.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I suspect we won't see that in Series 2, though.
No.
Well, no, there is a song... No, yes.
Are there more scenes where you play out together in Series 2? Because I think there was only one scene in Series 1.
You know, that's a very good question.
Not to be answered.
Which means I'm not going to tell you.
No.
Really?
Well, you don't really want to know.
No, not if it's going to wreck anything.
No,
You really
well, I
don't
mean,
know.
just, you know, you want there to be. And there probably will be.
Well, if you're not going to answer that one, how about this one? Did he talk to you in one of his great storytelling moments about Christian Grey and 50 Shades? Was he doing that at the time?
I think he finished it right before we started again. We didn't really talk about it very much. I mean, you know, he's going to have to talk about that probably for the rest of his life, and probably had talked about it ad nauseum already. So
You didn't ask him?
No.
Really?
I know Sam Taylor Wood, and I'm a fan of her work, and was interested to know what that experience was working with her. And that was the question that I asked.
It's a very actory question. Series 2 of The Fall begins tonight at 9 on BBC Two. I'll ask you, although I doubt I'm going to get an answer, but Series 3?
Yes.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, originally when Alan wrote the series or thought of the series, he imagined that it was going to be a 12-parter. So when we ended in a atrocious cliffhanger after the first season, that was always going to be the middle bit. But I think that there's enough... we've got ideas for the third season, and I think there's enough momentum that perhaps the BBC Two will allow us to go on.
I hope you appreciate the fact that we've gone through the entire interview without asking you any questions about the X-Files.
About what?
About the X-Files.
About what? What's that word? I don't know
so
that
I'm
word.
not going to ask you a question about it.
No.
Right now, I promise you I won't. But Emma has. Emma Johnson said, is there a chance that they'd ever get back together again and you do any more?
Do any more films? Do any more TV shows?
Well,
do anything?
Well, what do you think?
Well, yeah, there is a possibility. There always has been a possibility. It's just a matter of it actually happening. And there's a lot that needs to happen between having the idea and actually turning up on set, because somebody's paid for it to take place. And I don't, unfortunately, have any control over that.
But you do it?
I would, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, Emma.